Sabay-sabay na.
Hi, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Morning.
Sir, for the record, pakilala po kayo.
I'm Ban San Si Chowa, Chairman of iRemit Inc.
I'm Harry Sasildo, the President of iRemit.
Yun. Sir, yung stockholders meeting, you do this annually.
Yes.
And it's always within July or any particular date?
Yeah. It's always on July, but the date is fixed depending on when we announce it to the stockholders. I think it's about 30 days before an announcement.
Yeah.
Sir, you mentioned something about fintech.
Yes, siya.
Siya
nag-report
about fintech and that you're developing a strategy and how to, can you expand on that, sir?
Yeah, but of course I cannot really expound much because being a publicly listed company, of course I cannot disclose something that is still yet to be implemented. What I can say right now is as far as the digital solution or digital technology is concerned, the company has embarked on a program whereby we are going to implement digital solutions such that, in order for us to be able to also meet the growing demands of our customers. We have actually, this I can already say, we have before already an online platform that has been running whereby remitters do not need to come to our offices but instead just do remittances through the online platform. But we have completely overhauled that system. In fact, even the name, we have changed it. We used to call it IDOL, the iRemit Direct Online. So now it's called iRemit X. So it's a completely overhauled system, a lot better than what we used to have. And in fact, this even has a mobile application already available. So remittances can also be done now through the mobile app. But this, of course, is now only being done in a pilot country, which is Canada.
Canada.
Sir, can you mention your technology partner?
Well, it's our proprietary system. It's our own system.
Sir, can you describe the landscape of the competition with other of the digital remittance industry?
Well, there are a lot of really fintech companies nowadays, and of course the objective of these companies is to be able to provide solutions, digital solutions, and be able to provide also, of course, a faster service, and be able to address also the concern of the government on financial inclusion. We are facing head-on the challenges that the fintech companies are now also giving to the industry, and that is why we are very aggressive also in coming up with our own solutions to the needs of the customers.
Yes, sir. Are you into also blockchain?
Well, we are looking into it. We're looking into it.
So I'll just add something about it. I think the target of the company is to be able to be ahead of the other companies. With the new technology coming up, there are a lot of different type of program that's being used. And it's not only contained to one type of service that's going to provide it. What we're trying to do is we are making sure that we look into all our possible alternatives to make sure that we will be giving better services to our customer.
So how does inflation affects the economy now?
How does
Inflation affect the economy?
Do you mean the industry, the remittance industry?
Okay.
Like,
We have seen that the inflation have been up for this following months, especially with the passage of the train law. Now, the OFW is benefited because the exchange rate have gone up. Since about 2 years ago, when the exchange rate is about 46 to 48, now it's about 53.50. It's about 10% difference. So the inflation is not as high as the temperance difference. So I would say that the inflation as of last quarter was about 6.4%. So that was the inflation rate. But with the increase of 10% in the exchange rate, I think the OFW family have benefited more. But that we cannot say because conversion rate changes. No? It depends on the worldwide economy.
Sir, have you observed any changes in behaviors of remitters?
In some countries, there are changes in behavior because there are problems on deployment, and there are also what we call the ban on some countries. So it's not really about behavior of the remitter itself, but it's more of an external factor that affects them.
Who's next after Canada? You mentioned in technology. Who's
Well,
gonna-
this also maybe I can say because this is already firm. Singapore will be launched in about 2 weeks.
Singapore. Why Singapore?
Because Singapore,
Canada, then
given
Asia.
the nature of digital technology, of an online platform, the market really here are more of the techie, of course, the techie people. And Singapore, we know, is a country that hosts a lot of our professionals, whether in the IT, in the banking, in the service sectors. A lot of them are professionals. That's why if we look at the profile also of our customers in Singapore, a lot of them are the professionals. So they are really very adept to this online technology, the online platforms.
Singapore has the most number of OFWs, or
No, not. But there is a big number of professionals, meaning to say who are already familiar and already maybe even users of online platforms.
Okay.
What is your advantage over other platforms? Or what sets you apart?
Well, it's the end service that we're able to do because many of the fintech companies is they are able to provide maybe a good platform, a good front-end platform, meaning to say the country where they are offering it. But that's just one half of the remittance cycle. The other half is how fast you will be able to deliver, fulfill the transactions here in the Philippines. So for us, it's seamless. It's like everything's like online real time for us as far as the transactions are concerned.
In line with your CSR, what are the future programs for you?
Well, we will continue to support the, as I mentioned earlier in my report, we will continue to support the CBN Asia program on search for the Huwarang OFW. And then we are also, of course, looking at, we previously have already supported scholarship programs of OFW families. In fact, up to now, we have an ongoing scholarship program, the one in Novaliches.
In Tala.
Yeah, in Tala. We still have that.
Will you go green? Because that's the in thing now for the environment.
Yeah, well, of course, everything is possible for us.
Regarding your tie-up with Lazada, we're seeing a lot of other large companies getting into payment solutions. You have the largest companies in the country, actually. So what are your plans for payment solutions?
Well, we would really want to expand this because right now the arrangement with Lazada is really more on our customers being able to use their iRemit debit cards in shopping. So what we would really want is to expand that to really more than what Lazada is offering, but really it's going to be an e-commerce ecosystem that we would really want in the very near future. And that's again also what I said earlier, part of the strategy that we have already crafted. And that's currently being rolled out.
With regard though to your main business of remittance, the BSP already approved 5 cryptocurrency remittance
Yes.
companies. Have you seen an effect on your market share?
None as of the moment, but even that actually, we are already closely looking into that, the virtual currency, as early as maybe about 2 years ago. We have already looked at the Bitcoin and the other virtual currencies and the technology behind it for the blockchain technology.
When can we expect iRemit to roll out your own blockchain solution?
Well, that will depend on, of course, we need first an approval from the Central Bank of the Philippines.
So you already applied for that?
We have applied, yes.
Just to add, no, I think Harris had mentioned the biggest advantage that we have is we have a from the front end up to the back end, which most of those that were approved only have one portion. Because most of them, I think if all of them, do not have a back end portion, which a service that is most needed by most of the people that's here. Considering that Philippines is composed of several thousands of islands, no? So that is the one service that I think is beneficial because we have been in business for about 15 years now.
16.
Yeah, 16 years. We have been in business for about 16 years, and we have a lot of customers that we have been very satisfied with us, even without this technology. With the addition of the new technology, which we are trying to improve and getting approval from PSP, I think we'll be much ahead once the approval is given.
Would you consider just partnering with the 5 that have already been granted approval by PSP?
We have thought of that, and just to let you know, I think we have partnered already with them long time ago. Some of them that were approved were partnered with us, I think as early as 2003.
As the back-end service provider for them, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So for whatever happens,
But
you're covered.
it really depends on, as you have been asking earlier, we have been approached by a lot of fintech company and also other pay station company, and we have to choose properly. If you notice in one of the presentation of Harris, we are the only company that have tied up with 60 property developer. Because you know, one of the biggest objective of an OFW is to be able to get a house of their own, which is one of the priority, aside from giving education or medical facilities to the relatives. No? We make it easy for everybody, and we have started that as early as 2007. No?
Yeah.
To tie up with all of the developers that are existing. And if you notice the list, composed of all of the major developers in the Philippines.
Regarding the e-commerce though, aside from Lazada, who are you looking at?
Well, all the others actually, as Mr. Choa said, we have to really choose actually.
So you've opened up with all of the...
Well, not really, but we are in the process now of identifying all those who we will be considering.
Sir, what's holding you from implementing the proprietary system that you launched in Canada in the rest of the countries?
Well, because aside from, it's not as easy as having a proprietary system that is ready to be implemented. We also have to get approvals from the local regulators in each country.
Yeah. In terms of the data privacy, are you confident that you're already compliant with?
Yes, in fact, yeah, we have complied, we have registered, we have even appointed a data privacy officer, and that covers, of course, both our Manila operations and even our foreign operations.
Have you observed OFW sending back more dollars given the exchange rate movement?
I'll give you the actual statistics that was given. Based on the publication that we had before, not all OFW send their money back to the Philippines, but that's an exception to some countries. In countries that the workers are not the higher end one, they have to send because that is the money that's expected for the consumption here in the Philippines. But in countries that are first world countries, like for example, US, Canada, Australia, UK, they only send about 60% of what they earn. 40% is still remain in the country for insurance that eventual thing that comes back in the Philippines. That's why if you notice, one of the major trusts that we have is property developer, because these are the money that they would like to send, regardless of whether they need the money or not. These are investments that they wanted to put for the future of their family members. So the answer to your question is, it depends on the country and the type of the worker. But those lower countries, lower paying countries, they have to send because that's what they've been waiting for every month.
Regarding that, the investment, the OFW investment in real estate, is that increased?
Okay, there is a substantial increase in investment, not only in real property, but also in consumption, like purchases of cars or purchases of doing businesses.
Can you give us numbers? Is it stronger than the previous years?
The actual statistics we don't have yet as of now. No? Even BSP or even DTI cannot come up with the statistics because the compilation of the information is per country.
What about just with the partnership with your the 60 real estate companies? Is there an increase in there from the previous year? Could you quantify that for us?
Yeah,
Yes.
you can. Although I don't have the figures right now, but we have seen actually higher remittances being coursed to us going to these these real estate companies.
Could you give us
Just
like a
to
ballpark
let you know,
increase?
Yeah, maybe I can say it's about 10 to 15% increase.
just to give you a ballpark figure now. When we started in 2007, we only have about 12 accredited developers. Once the developer realized the advantages to their client and also to themselves, they started signing up. That's why if you notice, from 12, we are now 60 plus, no?
60.
60, we're now 60. And a lot of people are still asking us. But we have to be choosy because, just to let you know, not all developers are good. And there are several problems, not only because of developer, but because of the broker. One of the biggest issues with that is because they are not sure that the money sent back is being paid to the developer. That's why when the developer realizes that concern about OFW, they immediately sign up with us. We don't need to give the presentation. All we do is just to let them know and send them the documents, and then they'll sign immediately.
With regards to the 10 to 15% increase year on year, is that extraordinary compared to previous years?
Yeah, I would say so because we compared to previous years, I think we had lower percent growth rates.
Lower than 10%?
Yeah.
As of this time, what is your national reach? I mean, in terms of national reach.
Here in the country,
Right.
well, we have 20,000 payout stations wherein the beneficiaries of the OFWs can go and claim their remittances. So that's from, well, the northern tip to the southernmost tip of the country.
Are you expanding more?
Yes, actually, because, well, we know the geography of the Philippines is 7,100 plus, so we have to cover everything.
Thank you, sir.
Can you give us an idea of your capex for the year and your expansion plans? We weren't here earlier, so we weren't able to get on capex.
Well, I'll just give you maybe a background on how we plan to spend on the capex. We will be spending heavily, or we have already, in fact, for the first of the year, invested a lot on technology. And as in the previous years, maybe the past 2 years, we have really spent a lot on technology. Not just, of course, on being able to come up with new applications, but also, of course, to strengthen or to make our systems even more secure. In fact, we have invested a lot on the security of our infrastructure.
Can you give us a nominal value for the spending?
I'm sorry, I cannot, I don't have any idea right now on the actual amounts. But it's definitely very big.
So security would be the number one spending point for you?
Well, overall it's the technology. But a big chunk of that, but not necessarily the majority of that, is on the security of the system.
How much are you spending on blockchain?
Well, really nothing yet, but we're just looking at it. We just have we have a team. We have created, in fact, a digital solutions department in our company, effective January this year. And they're looking into those things.
Can you tell us which blockchain operators you're partnered with? Or is that
None at the moment. None at the
I mean,
moment. But
the ones who you mentioned as a back-end service provider, sir.
Hindi sa blockchain. Yung mga GCash saka smart.
the EMI.
Okay, but blockchain no partner yet.
No.
Okay. So
That's why I said it's as early as 2000.
Yeah.
2003
So you
pa lang.
met
We already
Gcash.
partnered with them.
And smart.
I see.
Yeah.
When they started
Pay
Smart
Maya.
Money,
Yeah.
we're one
PMI.
of the first partners that they have.
What about the Chinese? WeChat,
WeChat, we're looking into it.
they're already invading the Bay Area.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, they're partnered with Robinsons, and they're actually the preferred payment solution.
I don't
for
think
the
they are
mainland
partnered
China.
with Robinson. No.
No, they have the
They are
ability
the
to-
merchant, they are
merchant.
considered
Yes,
merchants.
yes, merchants, yes.
Kasi there are
Sorry.
two types of partnership. One is to be able to do tie-up with them, and the other one is to become a merchant of them. There are a lot of merchants already as of
Right.
now.
So you're looking at also WeChat.
Yeah. See, all of these are now being looked into by our digital solutions.
Mas madalas ka sa TV.
Gentlemen and ladies, so if, we're down to 2 more questions if you still have questions. So before we wrap up this interview, all okay now?
Okay.
Maybe you can tell us, again, we weren't here earlier, about your plans to expand to other geographic locations, your reach worldwide.
Well, right now, the focus really is on being able to reach more customers in the countries where we're in. And the only way for us really to do that is not through the opening of brick and mortars. We're really now looking, the strategy really is to offer the digital solution to our customers. And in fact, with that, we'll be able to even reduce our costs on our foreign operations.
Sir, are you looking into new businesses, diversification?
Well, right now, the focus really of the company is for the core business, which is the remittance, but doing it differently now, of course. Whereas before, it's really more of a brick and mortar model that we have. We're just really looking, we're trying to move away now from the brick and mortar model. That's why we really have to be very aggressive in coming up with in our online platform.
So for presence, which areas are you still lacking or still want to reach out?
Well, Europe, we still, of course, would like to tap more of the European market.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gentlemen and ladies,
Thank
thank
you.
you very much.